Have you ever noticed how strange humans are? We can spend hours watching videos about success. We can read books about discipline. We can create the perfect plan for our future. And then, the next morning, we hit snooze 3 times and do absolutely nothing. Why? Why do we know what we should do, but still don't do it? Most people think they're lazy, but what if that's not true? What if the real problem isn't laziness at all? Think about this. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a swimming pool. You know the water isn't dangerous. You know you'll be fine, but for some reason, your body still hesitates before jumping. Your brain does the exact same thing with change, not because change is bad, because change is unfamiliar. And your brain hates unfamiliar things. That's why so many people stay in situations that make them miserable. Not because they enjoy suffering, because suffering they know feels safer than uncertainty they don't. A person hates their job, complains about it every day, counts the hours until Friday, dreams about quitting, yet stays there for years. Not because they can't leave, because they're terrified of what happens after they leave. It's strange, isn't it? We often fear the possibility of failure more than the certainty of unhappiness. And that's where dreams quietly die. Not in dramatic moments, not because someone said no, not because life was unfair, but because people wait and wait and wait for confidence. The problem? Confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence comes from action. Nobody feels ready. The successful entrepreneur wasn't ready. The athlete wasn't ready. The artist wasn't ready. The person who completely changed their life wasn't ready either. They were scared, just like everyone else. The difference is they moved anyway. Imagine if babies waited until they felt confident before learning to walk. Humanity would still be crawling. A baby falls hundreds of times. Do they sit there thinking, maybe walking just isn't for me? Of course not. They get up and try again. Meanwhile, adults fail once and suddenly become philosophers. Perhaps the universe is telling me to stop. No, maybe you just need another attempt. Sometimes we treat one bad day as proof that we should quit. One rejection, one mistake, one embarrassing moment, and suddenly we decide the whole dream isn't worth it. But every meaningful thing in life feels uncomfortable at first. Going to the gym feels uncomfortable. Learning a skill feels uncomfortable. Starting a business feels uncomfortable. Speaking in front of people feels uncomfortable. Growing always feels uncomfortable. That's why most people never do it. They mistake discomfort for danger. But they're not the same thing. Discomfort is often a sign that you're moving beyond the limits of who you've been. Think about the version of yourself from 5 years ago. Would that person be able to handle everything you handle today? Probably not, because you've grown. And growth happened because life forced you into situations you weren't ready for. The future version of you is waiting on the other side of the things you're avoiding right now. The difficult conversation, the new opportunity, the scary decision, the first step you've been postponing for months, maybe even years. Here's something nobody talks about. Every decision has a price. Leaving has a price, but staying has a price too. Trying has a price, but regret has a price too. The question isn't whether you'll pay. The question is which price you're willing to live with. Because one day you'll wake up and realize time kept moving, whether you acted or not. The months passed, the years passed, life passed, and the opportunities you were waiting to feel ready for never waited for you. So stop asking yourself whether you're ready. You're probably not. Almost nobody is. Ask yourself something better. If nothing changes, where will I be 1 year from now? 5 years from now? 10 years from now? And if that answer scares you, maybe that's your sign. Not to wait, not to overthink, not to prepare forever, but to take the first step, even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if you're scared. Because courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward while fear is still sitting beside you. And that one small step could be the beginning of a completely different life.